To Tracking the Week. On Monday, President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio emphasized need for a unified approach to tax reform in Nigeria, highlighting that the challenge extends beyond merely passing new laws. Senator Akpabio also declared that 70% of Nigerians are not paying tax despite high expectation from government. Correspondent Kolojo reported at the stakeholders meeting on the proposed tax bill organized by the Senate Committee on Finance brought together stakeholders in the Nigerian economy. Speaking at the opening session of the event, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio stressed the importance of collaboration among federal, state, and local government, as well as the private sector and civil society, to create a tax system that benefits everyone. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy Wale Edun also expressed support for the bill and suggested that coordination between the Senate tax authorities and state officials will be beneficial. Earlier in his remarks, the Chairman Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Sani Musa, emphasized that the key objective of the process is to gather the best perspective from all stakeholders before finalizing the bill. Also on Monday, Dr. Loki Aiyedatiwa and his deputy Dr. Laide Adilame were inaugurated as the governor and deputy governor of Ondo State for the next 4 years. The chief judge of Ondo State, Justice Olusegun Odushola, performed the ceremony at the Akure Sports Complex. The colorful ceremony, which was witnessed by the immediate family, also had in attendance politicians from across the country. Taking the oath of office as the seventh democratically elected governor of Ondo State, Aiyedatiwa vowed to devote himself to the well-being of the people of the state. He assured the people that nobody will be discriminated against on account of political, cultural, religious, gender or ethnic propensities. The governor acknowledged his predecessor, late Arakunruluwaru Timi Oduayo Akeredolu-san, who worked tirelessly to develop Ondo State and for choosing him as his deputy then. On Tuesday, the Nigerian Senate commenced the probe of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's conduct during plenary last Thursday by referring the issues of its Committee on Ethics, Code of Conduct and Public Petitions. The issue began when Senator Yemi Adaramodu, chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, raised a point of order. He expressed concern about misleading media reports regarding the event that unfolded in the Senate last week. Correspondent Kolojo reported that Adaramodu emphasized the need to protect the integrity and future of the Senate. The Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele, Minority Leader Abba Moro, and Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, among others, lamented over the conduct displayed by Akpoti-Uduaghan on the fateful day and recommended that the matter be referred to his appropriate organ for further investigation. Also on Tuesday, Senator representing Abia North Orji Uzor Kalu asked Nigeria's former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB to write a second edition of his autobiography, Journey in Service, and mention the name of those who stopped him from declaring Moshood Abiola winner of the June 12 presidential 1993 election. Speaking to journalists in Abuja, Kalu said IBB should name the accomplices to his second-in-command, late General Sani Abacha, and the chairman of the National Election Commission, Humphrey Nwosu, so that Nigerians will know the role they all played so that it would not look as if he lied. For the first time in 32 years, IBB admits in his autobiography, now highly debated book, that MKO Abiola, candidate of the Social Democratic Party SDP, won the annulled election. Correspondent Kolojo reported that Kalu also asked President Bola Tinubu to swear MKO in posthumously, and the speecher was allowed to anger the Hall of Fame of former presidents of the country. The former governor of Abia State said he is glad that Babangida's book has finally cleared the misconception that 1966 coup is an Igbo coup, but rather a Nigerian coup coordinated and executed by the military, but erroneously blamed on Igbos in the country. On Wednesday, following allegations levied against the Special Offences and Domestic Violence Court sitting in Ikeja on February 24, 2025 by Olalekan Ojo-san, lead counsel to former Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria Godwin Emefiele on the grounds of bias, as well as an application that the presiding judge, Justice Rahman Oshodi, should recuse himself from the ongoing trial of Emefiele. Emefiele is standing trial for a 19-count charge bordering on receiving gratification and corrupt demands preferred against him by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). Oshodi said that the allegation has not been substantiated and lacks merit, citing various instances and predecessors that can be considered as bias. He went further to define bias as an opening of feeling in favor of one side in disputes, and there is not enough evidence for which he should be recused from the case. Finally, the judge advised both parties to agree on a date in May, and it became a back-and-forth argument between Ojo and Oyedepo. Justice Oshodi had to prevail and adjourn to May 26 to 27. Still on Wednesday, the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Professor Moji Adeyeye, has called on the National Assembly to expedite on the review of the NAFDAC Act. The call aims at threatening the act for effective performance of the agency. Professor Adeyeye, who gave the charge while briefing State House correspondent at the Presidential Villa, asked that death penalty and life imprisonment be included in the law to serve as deterrent to illicit drug trades and trafficking in the country. The NAFDAC DG lamented deviance of traders who, after much counseling, still engage in the sale of expired and substandard drugs in the country, thereby causing avoidable death of millions of citizens. The NAFDAC boss also responded to questions bordering on closure of medicine shops at the Earthbridge Onitsha Anambra State, Aba Abia State, and Kano in Kano State. She accused the traders of stocking medicines in wrong at and unapproved temperatures, adding that the agency will continue to do its best to reduce such illicit practices. Professor Adeyeye, however, said shops that are not indicted in illicit drug trading would be reopened at the end of the exercise. On Thursday, the federal government announced plans to regularize electricity tariff in a bid to address disparities in the current billing system, as well as encourage investment in the power sector. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, made the disclosure in Abuja at the public presentation of the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Nigeria Integrated Resource Plan. Speaking at the public presentation of the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Nigeria Integrated Resource Plan, the minister said the government is considering this option over the slow pace of migration to Band A customers, which he attributed to the reluctance of distribution companies to make the necessary investments. Under the current structure, customers in Band B will enjoy 18 to 17 hours of electricity supply, pay 63 naira per kilowatt hour, while those in Band A with only 2 hours more of supply are charged 209 naira per kilowatt hour. Adelabu described this as unfair and stressed the need for regularization of the tariff to create a more balanced and equitable pricing system. According to him, the government is committed to reviewing the existing tariff structure, although he was quick to clarify that the review does not imply an imminent increase in rates. Still on Thursday, impeached Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa stormed the Assembly complex. Obasa arrived at the Assembly complex in the company of some security officials and entered the Speaker's office around 12 noon. Confirming the developments, the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker, Mojisola Miranda, Shegun Ajiboye, said Obasa and his team allegedly broke into the Speaker's office. In January, lawmakers from the state had impeached Obasa for gross misappropriation while he was in the United States. Upon his return, Obasa described his impeachment as unconstitutional, arguing that it did not follow due process. Miranda, a former deputy speaker, was sworn in to replace Obasa and got the blessing of the Lagos State Governors Advisory Council, GAC. On Friday, the Supreme Court ordered the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Accountant General of the Federation to stop further releasing financial allocations to Rivers State government with immediate effect. Not only that, the Apex Court further rendered null and void the October 5th local government election held in the state. Correspondent Kulujo reported that the Supreme Court attributed the political crisis in Rivers State to non-adherence to the rule of law and flagrant disobedience to the court orders, saying Fubara's government remains a dictator administration. The Apex Court lambasted the governor for engaging in criminal activities of demolishing the House of Assembly with impunity just to prevent 27 legislators in the House of Assembly from sitting to carry out lawful activities. The Apex Court directed that the order shall be enforced until the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara stops all his illegal, unlawful, and unconstitutional activities. In a judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Akomaye Agim, the Supreme Court ordered the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Accountant General of the Federation, to immediately stop releasing monthly allocation to the state. Specifically, the court said that no money shall be released to the state government until a lawful appropriation law is enacted under the Martin Amaewhule leadership. Lastly, on Friday, Lagos State High Court sitting in Ikeja adjourned to March 7 to hear the several applications brought by various counsel in a suit filed by removed Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa. His impeachment on January 13 was as a result of several allegations, including gross misconduct and abuse of office. His deputy, Honorable Mojisola Miranda, was elected and sworn in as the first female Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly. There were 35 lawmakers in attendance in support of Miranda. Surprisingly, the counsel representing the House of Assembly, Femi Falana, initially announced his appearance with the House, but another counsel, Abag Mpadiok, told the court he was also representing the House and brought an application for a court order acknowledging the change of counsel. But the presiding judge, Justice Yetunde Pinero, ruled that all applications for accelerated hearing will be heard next Friday, March 7. Also, she granted an application of some other lawmakers seeking to be joined in the suit. After the hearing, Miranda was speaking with reporters. She said that a security detail, which include 12 police officers and 4 DSS operatives, have not been fully restored yet. And that's it on Track in the Week.